Pwede ka maging reporter ng Channel 5. Bigyan mo yung pangalan mo mamaya sa akin, eh. Yung dalawa ni Jutesa.
Thank you, sir.
Because we're expanding our news team. As you know, malapit na magbukas yung opisina namin sa Pioneer. But that's a very good question. Yun nga, no? Kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, there's no way around it. You cannot spin, you cannot whitewash or greenwash, whatever you call it. You just tell them the truth. Sabihin mo lang ang katotohanan kung ano talaga ang ginagawa niyo. So, dapat pag mga tanong na ganyan, lalo na sa kabataan, ay dapat yun ang sabihin kung ano talaga ang facts. Sasabihin nyo kung ano yung ginagawa nyo, ano yung mga responsible mining practices na ginagawa nyo, ano talaga ang epekto ng mining. Kasi dapat unang-una, dapat aaminin ng lahat ng mga mining companies, ng mga minero, na this is an extractive industry. Kahit papano, you will disturb the environment. Pag sinabi ng isang minero na you do not disturb the environment, then he is a liar. Sinungaling yun. Kasi pag gagawa ka ng extraction, meron talagang displacement. Ang importante dyan is the responsibility to make sure that you mitigate the displacement and at the same time, you restore it to its original state or even better. Kasi alam mo, lahat naman ng ginagawa, maski, for example, the construction of this auditorium, siguradong may na-displace ditong lupa, may na-displace siguro mga halaman, di ba? I mean, that's inevitable. For development to continue, there will be some displacement. But as we have always said, what must be important what must be always be remembered, and it should guide everyone. There are needs of the present that we would have to meet. But in our desire to meet the needs of the present, we must make sure that by doing so, we do not also neglect the needs of future generations. That is the philosophy of PHILEX. That is the philosophy of sustainable and responsible mining. Yan ang sasabihin ko sa kabataan, ang katotohanan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Jessica from PLM. Are there any more questions?
Yes.
So we have two more.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo, sir. Ako po si Jasper Valencia. Galing po ako ng Far Eastern University. Itatanong ko lang po sana, sir, paano po kung halimbawa po, meron kayong mga trabahador po sa PHILEX po na unfortunately po na-aksidente or namatay po during operations, pwede niyo po ba bigyan na isang immediate strategy po, tsaka isa pong short-term, tsaka long-term strategy na pwede niyo pong gawin bilang isang PR representative po?
A very good question, Jasper. Sa awa ng Diyos, knock on wood, wala pa naman pong nangyaring ganyan sa PHILEX. So, hypothetical, pero magandang tanong yan. Unang-una, gaya ng sinabi ko, importante, transparency. So, kung nagkaroon po ng aksidente, unang-una, dapat, of course, ma-inform lahat ng mga empleyado kung ano nangyari, kung ano yung cause ng accident. Magkaroon din po ng investigasyon kung anong nangyari. Kasi, alam mo, sa PHILEX, very strict and stringent po yung mga safety rules and requirements. Kaya nga po, nabigyan kami ng ISO certification 14,001, 14,002, I think. At pag nabigyan ka ng isang ISO certification, ibig sabihin ang standard mo ay napakataas. Hindi basta-basta makukuha yung mga tinatawag natin ISO certifications. Now, you will have to explain, of course, to the employees kung what has happened. You reach out, of course, also to the family. And then, if necessary, immediately inform the public through the media of the accident, unfortunate as it may be, and then, of course, the steps that are being taken as far as the particular employee is concerned. And, of course, you also inform the public that you're also conducting an investigation to find out kung ano ba ang dahilan kaya nagkaroon ng aksidente ng gano'n.
So sir, hindi na po kayo mag-conduct ng press con po or hindi po i-accommodate yung mga namatayan po na families?
Pardon me?
Halimbawa po sir, di ba namatay po yung isang employee nyo? So sasagutin po ba ng company yung mga kailangan po ng company na yun?
Opo. Kasama po yun sa gagawin ng kumpanya. Sasagutin po namin ang kung ano man ang mga kailangan gastusin doon dahil sa aksidente na yun.
Yun po yung immediate solution natin, sir.
Well, that is one of the solutions that we will have. Both, so you will have the PR solution, and you have, of course, your solution with respect to dealing with your employees.
Okay. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any more questions, sir?
Hello, good morning. I'm Arman Miguel Saldran from DLSUD. So my question, good morning. So my question is that it actually kind of relates to the first one to ask this question. For example, this is a hypothetical question. So let's say a small mining company is starting, and then they want to give good publicity, and they've gotten a reporter to talk about their mining company. However, this reporter needs to be paid. As a PR practitioner, will you pay this reporter to report regarding the mining company? And then and also in lieu with that, you said a while ago, when you were having your lecture, that you have to, I'm sorry, what was that term? Yes, you said that there are some steps that you do so that you can change what people think about the mining company. So regarding that, what are these steps? And also, as an extra, I would just like to know what are the CSRs that are done by PhilX, since we do know that mining companies does have a big impact on our environment.
Thank you very much. Very good and very long questions, but very, very comprehensive. Well, first of all, we do not believe in envelopmental journalism. Hindi po kami naniniwala dyan, at that is something that should be discouraged. The best way to tell your story is to tell the truth and to showcase what you have done. And being a lawyer, we have what we call rules of evidence. And we always say that the best evidence is for you to see it, or in the case of documentary evidence, to see the original document. Now, in this case, the best evidence is an ocular inspection of the place. And for us, we believe that if we present, and which we have been doing so, we bring the media to the site, we bring the media to the communities where we work, we bring the media to our employees and to our people and those who have benefited from mining, and that in itself is enough evidence to show that there is such a thing as responsible mining. There is no need for us to engage in the practice of environmental journalism. Now, as to your question on CSR, well, we presented it earlier, the number of CSR projects that we have. I can give you a more detailed presentation if you just give me your email address to my assistant and we can show it to you. But just very briefly, we have done so many CSR projects. Let me just put it maybe just to make it brief. For example, we have so many projects on health. We have hospitals and clinics in Padcal, and we have been doing medical missions and servicing our communities there. We have education. We have supported the public schools, both in elementary and even up to St. Louis, up to high school. We have professorial chairs. We have graduated more than 120,000 scholars already, and some of them are working in top corporations here in the country, and some of them are abroad. And I understand even one of them already went to Harvard for a postgraduate degree. And we have, of course, no less than the President and COO of PhilX Mining, a product of the public school system supported by PhilX, who rose from the ranks as junior mining engineer and now being the President and COO, and a proud member of the indigenous group in Northern Luzon. So I could go on and on and on, but I'll just send you all the details of what we do there in Padcal.
So let's...
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So we're having the last question from Mr.
Good morning, sir. I'm Carvex Subenesco from the Pamantasan ng Luzon, Manila.
Good morning.
I guess we have done so much with the PhilX Mining Corporation issue. Let's go to the MVP group of companies in general. So with all the plaques that the MVP group of companies is getting, sir, don't you think that it is time for the group to plan and embark on a special or major media operations to reverse the negative PR it is getting?
Oh, good question. Well, actually, no less than the chairman, Manuel V. Pangilinan, said, and he quoted the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, who, when asked by the media during that year, wherein the royal family suffered so many setbacks, and scandals, in fact, involving Lady Diana and so on, the Queen simply said this was annus horribilis, a horrible year. And MVP did say that perhaps this year, at least the first 9 or 10 months of the year, was annus horribilis. And we do hope that next year will be annus mirabilis. We did suffer some setbacks, and the most prominent of which, of course, is what happened in Philex. Being the most responsible mining company, an accident like this, although, of course, nobody wanted it, but it has happened. But that's it. It is precisely because a responsible mining company is not only responsible when things are going well. In our view, the crux or the heart of responsible mining is how to react, how to act when an accident like this occurs. And what did we do? We did not hide from that responsibility. We could have kept quiet. We could have kept it to ourselves as long as we can. But we did not. Immediately the chairman, early morning of August 1, or even on July, last day of July, I recall he called me and the president up at 2 in the morning with a clear mandate to close the mining operation, to stop and immediately order an investigation. We did not hide from the public. We immediately called for a press conference. We did not wait for government to tell us to stop operations. We voluntarily, even if we're losing 30 to 40 million pesos a day, up to now, we are bleeding. We are losing 30 to 40 million a day. But we will not operate until the integrity of the pond and the integrity of the mining operations are in place. That is our commitment. That is responsible mining. And we want to show to one and all that responsible mining in the Philippines is possible. It is really sad and defeatist, in fact, when you see other countries like Canada, Australia, where tourism and mining go hand in hand. Malaysia, parts of South America, even in the United States, a lot of these places, its tourism is doing well and mining is doing well and contributing a lot to the national GNP and to GDP and improving the lives of everyone. Are we trying to say that we cannot do it here? Mas magaling ang mga Malaysians, Indonesians, Vietnamese kaysa sa atin? Alam mo, hindi kami naniniwala. Sa MVP group of companies, hindi kami naniniwala. Naniniwala kami sa kakayanan ng Pinoy. Kagaya na sinabi ni Obama, yes, we can. Kaya natin yan eh. It's just a question of the right attitude and the right the determination to make sure that you do the right thing. In the MVP group, that's what we intend to do. And for the next year, to answer your question maybe also directly, is to say that for us to change perception, there's no need for a secret formula. It doesn't need a rocket scientist. There's no need for a secret plan. All you have to do is tell the truth, and people will see it, and things will be better. And I guarantee you, 2013 will be our banner year. Sir, thank you, sir.
All right, we have one last question from our audience.
I would like to first-handedly apologize to the organizers for my insistence, but I would like to grab this opportunity to approach such a very emerging and intense topic. And I would like to communicate to the SBP that mining for me is, I really appreciate that it is a very powerful solution to our economy, and we are very well aware that our economy is playing a very intense chess game in the stocks market as of today. And then I would just like to air my opinion, not really a question, that please, if you would like to agree with me or disagree with me, please enlighten me and educate me about this. And in my opinion, 3 to 5 years from now, if the large-scale mining is to boom in this country, we would really be a newborn Asian tiger, right? Am I correct? And in my opinion, over the years, the bad image that has been given to mining, to large-scale mining, and to your company per se, has been very, let's put it this way, very demeaning and very offensive, for that matter. As I can say, I am really advocating to mining. I actually negate those posts in Facebook regarding the Palawan mining. And then I actually want to I want the mining business to be very successful in this country, because I have been seeing such countries focusing on that business, and they really have positive results. And then can I ask you just a little question that are you willing to participate with the media? Some of us are media practitioners, aspirants here. Are you willing to participate in our media to reciprocate the crisis public relations situation that has been happening in your country?
The question is,
are you really willing to participate?
Yes,
and what I
of course.
mean is that are you willing to shell out extra budget for it? Are you willing to pursue the risk?
Yes, definitely. And maybe the favor I would ask you, in fact, perhaps you should work in a mining company someday, or you should work for the Chamber of Mines, because you are quite eloquent in expressing the position of the mining industry. Maybe the favor I would ask of you is perhaps you could reach out to your friends through social media and show them what responsible mining can do, to improve the lives of people. You know, lately the NEDA, as you know, as Secretary Purisima mentioned, that the Philippines enjoyed one of the best growths ever, and we of course give credit to the President and his economic team. 7.1%. Who can argue against success? But can you imagine if you allowed mining to bloom? That 7.1% can easily be 10, 11%. So, as Cesar Purisima said, mining could be another gear to propel the economy and to propel this country to being a tiger economy, which we've longed for by the year 2015.
Yes. I have one last question. Sir, okay, mabilis lang talaga to. Is it really safe to assume that the public opinion is to blame for the bad image that your company has been obtaining? I mean, if you are really aware, of the situation in social media.
It's not public opinion. I think the fault lies basically to the mining companies, because for the longest time the mining companies were just silent. We buried our heads on the ground. We allowed the detractors, the people with agenda, the people perhaps that were misinformed or not totally informed, to just say what they can say. The mining industry at the outset should have gone out and explained their position in a logical, intelligent discussion. But what they did for the longest time is they kept their heads buried under the ground, and now we are paying the price. But we are reversing that. We at Philex are changing that. We want to go up front, inform, engage, and we will continue to do so. Thank you
so much. Thank you very much for all the questions. Sir, maybe request you to please remain on stage for the awarding. But for the meantime, may we remind our participants to let us keep our questions and reactions short so that we can keep on schedule. So the next speakers, we may entertain 2 to 3 questions, but please keep it very brief. Sir, so to award our certificate in token of appreciation,
we have the Dean of the College of Mass Communication, Pamatasan Rizal, Manila, Professor Lupina Lapagnoy, Professional Overseer and Advisor of the Junior Public Relations Practitioners of the Philippines, Professor Roel S. Ramirez, President of JPRPP, AJ Celestial, and the Chair of the First National Public Relations Conversity, Ms. Janessa Teque.
Thank you, Mr.